If you aren't running this secret Instagram DM strategy for your webinars, you're missing out on 20 to 30% more cash right back in your pocket. My name is Michael. I run a marketing agency and I help people just like you make more money with your live events and webinars. So what is this secret Instagram DM strategy? Well, it's not just one, there are actually two. So right now, if you're running live events, this works for a webinar, challenge, doesn't really matter. This allows you to bring about 50% of your registrants and live attendees into your Instagram DMs. So first off, the most important part about this is make sure that you have somebody who's actually handling your DM. So if you don't have a setter or anything like that, this is gonna be a valuable video still, but if you have a setting team, this could potentially increase your revenue up to 30% per webinar, right? Now, the reason this is so powerful is because most of the time you're sending people through some type of automation, right? Email, SMS, and they don't actually interact with anybody until they actually get to the webinar where they can chat inside of the chat box. But what this allows you to do is to have communication with your leads. A lot of times you have setters that are like outbound calling. People don't really want to talk on the phone and you're just kind of pestering people. But this DM strategy gets them into your DMs in that very casual manner where your setters can have conversations with them. And so there's two different options here. One, you're going to send people pre-webinar to get them warmed up and get them to show up. Now, what this allows you to do is to have this pre-conversation so that you start to build rapport, you increase your show rate. And the thing about building the rapport pre-webinar is not only do you get more people on the webinar, but once you get to the webinar itself, there's a higher likelihood that the person is going to convert. The second one is actually getting all of the live attendees or most of the live attendees into your DMs to try to book the calls later. And the key to this one, the secret to it, is that if they don't end up booking on the webinar, you have another option to push them into a call, right? Not only do you have your SMS and your email and everything that sends after, you now have them in the palm of your hand to communicate with, to try to book a call and then try to close them, right? And so I'm gonna jump in and show you visually here what both of those strategies look like so you can start implementing it almost immediately. So first is your pre-DM strategy. Now, this one is really cool because you obviously want to increase the show rate, but you're also going to get the highest volume of people who actually end up DMing you, right? And so the whole purpose of this one, like I said, is to increase the show rates, and then increasing the show rates and building that rapport is going to ultimately bring you some more revenue, right? And so what will happen is this is your typical landing page, right? And you got your straight opt-in. They're going to opt in like normal. Nothing's going to change. And then those people are going to go to a thank you page, right? Now on your thank you page, this is where you're actually gonna push them over to the DM. So you're gonna choose some type of freebie, download, ebook, whatever actually matches your brand the most. I'm sure that you probably have a few of them already. You're gonna basically put this right here on the thank you page as like the next call to action that you want them to take. And you're gonna basically say, hey, do you wanna get a head start on the training? Get my free, let's say it's an ebook, get my free ebook, just send me the word book on Instagram and I'll send it right over to you, right? And this little button right here is going to have like a mini, I'm sure you've heard of ManyChat at this point. Everybody's heard of ManyChat. So you're going to have the ManyChat link, and when they send you a DM with the ManyChat link, it's going to open up your Instagram immediately, and they're just going to type in the word book, right? And when they do that, that's where you have your ManyChat automation set up, right? So it's going to automatically send them that book. And then what you want to do with the ManyChat DM is send auto, and then you want to answer, have a follow-up question, right? And that follow-up question, make sure you wait a little bit of time to see, to make it feel like it's actually like a real person, right? And so it'll send follow-up message, right? So it'll send this follow-up message. If this person doesn't end up writing back, this is where you have your setters. They just like hop in here and ask a quick question. Like, hey, is this your first time joining the training? Or hey, is this your first property, right? Or are you trying to learn about X, Y, and Z, right? Try to start that conversation. Now, to be clear, your setter should probably know what the intro message should be. They're in your DMs all the time. And so ask them, figure that out. What this is gonna do, you're gonna get about 40 to 50% of your leads that actually become a DM, right? And so if you have 1,000 people on a webinar, you're getting 400 to 500 people in your DMs to have a conversation with them. So 400, 500 people to have a conversation with them. And then what you want to do is you want to set up a system so that your setters are constantly following up with all of the people who have DM'd you with reminders of the training, right? Now, you're not going to be slamming these people with reminders like you do SMS and email. So remember, all of these people that are in here are getting hit up with the reminders, but you're not going to want to like hammer these people like you would like an SMS or email campaign, right? These people are basically going to, it's kind of like a light conversation. So you could do like the day before, hey, just checking in, you're still able to make it tomorrow. The personal brand's name is going to be given out X, Y, and Z, right? Something that'll entice them, right? Day of, you can also send them another one like, hey, it's starting in an hour, here's the link, bam. And so you really want to have your setters send valuable messages and drop the link in about an hour, like between an hour to probably like half an hour before. Send them the link and just be like, hey, you know what? I hope you can still make it. Here's the link direct. Again, remember, they're getting hammered by stuff separately. So building the rapport in a way that you're not just going to be sending the same reminder and like annoying those people. Try to build conversation. If you can end up booking calls pre-webinar, that's even better because they'll book a call, they'll go to the webinar, and their call is already on your calendar, right? So if you can book a set of pre-calls here, that's going to equal way more money by the time the webinar is over, right? And so pre-system on your thank you page, they're going to be sending you a DM. You're going to be having those conversations, right? So what does it look like during DM, right? So the during DM is something that I really, really like using because you're getting the hottest leads to send you a DM. And different than the pre-webinar one is these people are actually live already. With the pre-webinar, you're going to get a handful of these people, more than a handful. You're probably going to get, 60, 70% of these people that don't actually even show up, right? And so your setters are going to have to be doing a lot of work. Don't let them see this because they still need to do the work, but they're going to be doing a lot of work that's probably not going to turn into anything in the end. But the during DMs, these are the people that are literally live during the event, and we're going to get them all to DM us. And so the key here is during your event, you have basically like, let's say you have 3 different blocks. So during DM, typically the way that you're structuring a webinar is you usually have like your intro, and then you've got like the meat of your webinar. And this is usually like 1, 2, and 3 different secrets that you're like essentially teaching, right? And so what you're going to do is you're going to try to squeeze the DM right here after secret number 2. And the reason you want to squeeze it right here is because you don't want to do it too early and have people feel like they got what they needed and they're out. But you also don't want to do it too late to where it's too close to the pitch. Now, this is really, really, really key. Do not do this during the pitch or close to the pitch because you will completely ruin the purpose of people needing to get pitched, right? And the reason we also do it in number 2 is because whatever you're discussing right here, you want this to relate to it, meaning that what we're going to be giving away for them to DM us, we're going to say, hey, if you guys want X, Y, and Z, go DM me the word blank right now while we're on the training, right? And the first objection I usually get is, oh, aren't people going to drop off the webinar? No, don't worry, you'll be totally fine. I have done this thousands of times probably, and I've never really seen, don't get me wrong, sometimes I'll see like a little drop, but it's like 5 to 10 people max maybe. Like you're not seeing a big drop at all for the value that this actually provides, right? And so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be giving another download, so another download to go DM you, right? And same thing, you're going to say DM me the word guide to go get it, right? And so and the key to doing this, to getting the most amount of people to actually DM you, is you have to drop the link directly to your DM. So what we talked about up here was this like ManyChat link. You have to drop the link that goes direct. I'm talking about directly that opens up your DMs. Like you have to do this. If you don't do this, I've seen plenty of people mess this up and nobody gets to your DMs, which is unfortunate, right? So you'll probably get like, 10%, 15% because dude, they're not going to go to Instagram, try to look you up. Like it's terrible. So add the link directly to your DM. When they go into your DM, the way that you're going to do this is what you tell them is, number 1, you tell them, give them the keyword, right? So give them the keyword. Number 2, say that go and come back, right? You have to tell them, go do it real quick and come back. And the third thing you're going to tell them is, we're going to send this to you after the training. Do not send it to them during the training because they're going to get it. They're going to start scrolling through it. They're going to forget to come back. So you say, send after, right? So we're going to send this to you guys after the training. After I'm done with this, I'm going to go in and I'm going to send it to all of you guys, right? And so what you want to do is when you're setting up the ManyChat is once somebody DMs, you have like a delay of like 1 hour and then you send them whatever that download is, right? And so make sure that you have this. These are really, really important here. So obviously you always do the keyword, but tell them to go and come back, send after and say, hey, I'm going to wait about 30 seconds to a minute right here. Go ahead, all you guys, go shoot me a DM right now. All those people are going to go shoot you a DM. Now, the beauty about this is that at the end of this, let's say in the last phase of this is your pitch, right? And most of the time when you pitch, a good pitch is typically converting about like 20% to calls, right? Now, obviously, if you're doing direct to card, it's a little bit different, but 20% to calls. Now, having all of these people from the pitch, you're going to add an additional 10 to 20% calls in your DM, okay? So give you some math here, basically. Let's say you have 500 live, right? You get 50% of the room to send you a DM. You have 250 in your DM. Now, out of the 500 live, if they're there for the pitch, you're 20%, you're getting 100 calls, right? But you have all of these people that have DM'd you, and not all the DMs also booked calls. And so after the webinar, you have your team jump into the DMs, and this will typically produce, again, another like 10-ish% of calls. And so you're looking at, instead of 100 calls, you can go up 120, 150 calls in total because you have another avenue to grab these people. Not only do you have your SMS, your email, whatever, trying to push people, but these are real conversations. This is real people that you can have casual conversations, sending voice notes, having your setters reach out to them as another avenue to actually pull people into a call and pull them to close. And always remember, when you're having full conversations and real connection with people, by the time they get to the sales call, it's a much different sales call, right? Even people that are just booking off of a webinar, they still haven't actually connected with somebody yet. Like they haven't actually had a conversation with somebody one-on-one yet. The first time that they do that is after they book the call, whether that's in the pre-call or that's actually on the call itself. And so the people that end up booking from the DMs are always warmer, always hotter, right? And so by adding these two, you're gonna add, in this case, let's say 1,000 people, you're gonna add 400 to 500 people DMing you. You're gonna add another batch of 250 people DMing you, but they could also be the same people. So imagine they DM'd you twice. They're having conversation in the DM first and they DM you again. You're like, hey, welcome back, right? Like these are such hot leads that can add an extra 20, 30% revenue to your webinars. Now, again, you need to have a really good setting team. You need to have the system set up. If you're gonna try to do this yourself, you totally can do this yourself, but you're gonna be overwhelmed unless you have, you know, like 20, 30 person webinar. But that's not bad. You can still try it. And if you get 10, 15 people DMing you throughout the process, I think you'll still have a very successful like webinar and add some more revenue, right? So if your webinars are like just there and you need a little bit of boost in revenue, a little bit of boost in ROI, this right here should do exactly that. And if there was anything that I wasn't clear on, you still have questions, feel free, comment below, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya.